Hi, my name is Al and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to discuss the latest news about George Soros and his foundation. Probably you have already heard that the foundation has started trading bitcoins. Is it really a good news or is it bad news? What is there behind it? Let's try to analyze the news. So back in 2018, George Soros called Bitcoin a typical bubble, something that was based on a misunderstanding. And 3 years later, in 2021, his foundation has started trading Bitcoin. Sounds like really huge news. But what is interesting about it is that George Soros actually has started trading Bitcoin not this year, but in 2011, when Bitcoin cost approximately less than $15. In 2019, Alex Jones gave an interview saying that back then in 2011, George Soros had offered him $5 million to pump Bitcoin. According to Alex Jones, two people came up to him and they said, "George Soros likes you. He wants to work with you, as does Alexander Soros. You just need to stop attacking him. And by the way, we want you to pump Bitcoin." So, if to believe Alex Jones, back then in 2011, George Soros actually started trading Bitcoin and not this year. And the very fact that his foundation admits this only now means that actually George Soros doesn't really care what happens to Bitcoin. Whether it is going to fall or grow, he probably earns both. Probably George Soros can manipulate this asset the way he pleases, which is not actually a really cool news. For some reason, George Soros wants us to believe that he has started trading Bitcoin only this year. And as for me, this is some kind of a sign that we are going to witness an upcoming manipulation in the market soon. And maybe that was the reason why this news actually appeared. These manipulations in the markets are not new for George Soros or people like him. We all know about crisis of 2008, housing crisis, for example. Maybe you remember when banks caused the crisis, and when the prices dropped 40-60%, they started to buy houses. And especially, maybe you've heard about Blackstone Group. They bought back then about 50,000 houses. And at that time, a regular individual could not possibly get actually a mortgage. That's very sad because it looks like a massive robbery, a transfer of wealth from one people to those who have much more power. Okay, and let's get back to cryptocurrencies. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon called Bitcoin a fraud and claimed he would fire any employee from his firm who traded the digital currency for being stupid. It happened on September 12, 2017. And do you know what happened on September 15? Well, we found out that the two associated firms, JP Morgan Securities and Morgan Stanley, bought roughly €3 million worth of XBT note shares. These are known as exchange-traded notes that track the price of Bitcoin. And even more, we also found out that JP Morgan was working on an Ethereum-based blockchain. Nice, right? Later on, Jamie Dimon said he regretted calling Bitcoin a fraud and believed in the technology behind it. Well, very nice, right? But it seems very unethical thing to do. Okay, and let's get back to Soros. On January 26, 2018, Bitcoin was already down when Soros claimed that it was a fraud and it was the worst investment ever. Bitcoin dropped 44%. And do you know what happened? In April of the same very year, only 2 months later, His $26 billion family office has approved to buy cryptocurrency. Okay, so George Soros and manipulations of different kinds in different markets are not new. And the very fact that his foundation is not very honest when saying that they have just started trading Bitcoin is probably giving us the right to think that some kind of manipulation is going to happen pretty soon, and we probably should wait for some kind of volatility on Bitcoin. And that's it for now. Be prepared. Stay tuned. Bye.